Phil, thank you for $2. Is Trump protecting spy agencies, not his actions? Ooh, nice one. So maybe Trump actually didn't do anything weird with EpiPen. And I'm not against that, right? I think he could have been similar to an RFK Jr., right? I don't know, but so far I've seen no evidence that Trump did anything with the kids. No evidence of that, right? And you're right, he was going to let it out. Yes. But again, I'm sure he was flying around in jets and stuff. It's fine, whatever, all good. But did he get in charge? And then when the files came out, and there's maybe like the spy agencies were actually running the whole thing, like the Israeli spy agency, people talking about that. Could it be that? CIA maybe, to make sure they can blackmail people. I don't know that to be true, right? I don't know that to be true, but people are talking about it. Could be true. But that then would make sense, because in a spy agency say, yeah, you're not going to let this out. And he goes, but I don't care. I'm not in it. Yeah, but all the people you know are going to wind up having accidents if this gets out. That to me could make sense. That could make sense. If there is some blackmailing going on, I don't know that, but I'm saying that at least would make sense to me. If we heard later on that that's what happened, I'd be like, that makes sense. That I get. I think Phil's onto something. Oh, Rick is right with him. Mossad, CIA, or both. That's what must be kept in the realm of denial. Yes. That you see, that to me, this makes sense. I get that, right? I have no reason to think that Trump was diddling the little ones. I don't have no reason to believe that. I think if he did, the Dems would have pulled that out a long time ago. I'm with you on that, Mike. I don't think he is. Again, no evidence either way. My gut says no. My gut says he wasn't doing that stuff. That's my gut. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But this could make sense to me. And it wouldn't even be him. It would be people around him. I feel like Trump feels almost invincible since his almost assassination. I think he feels almost invincible, but I bet he doesn't feel the people around him are. That'd be my guess. So, John, thank you for the $5. Bill Gates' divorce filings, the Human Genome Project at his New Mexico ranch. We don't hear about Clinton's 20-something rides on the plane. So he's saying it's a cover-up for those guys? I'm not getting the connection, John. I mean, Bill Gates still power, still moving things. Is Clinton still doing a lot of stuff? I don't know. Is he? I feel like his power is waned tremendously. I'm not sure. I like what Phil and Rick are saying. That may be the answer. That to me, at least makes sense, right? I get that one. That to me seems to make sense. Yeah. Paula says, yeah, thanks for covering this. The right is tiptoeing around it, and the left just wants to bring down Trump. The LP needs to use this as a selling point. The non-human trafficking. Yes, thank you. Yes, I would like to not traffic kids and non-consenting adults. I would to not do that. Yes, let's just let people who are totally okay with it and want to do it, and everyone else, leave them alone. Yes. So thank you for $2, my friend. Trump 2 fails are not ending wars. Yes. Oh, I think that's true. I think I could see both of them blindsiding him, right? I could see Trump being blindsided by both. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think Trump honestly believed he could end those wars. I don't think it was lying. I mean, maybe he was. I don't think he was lying. I think Trump honestly believed he could end the wars. I think he did. And then he found out the hard way he couldn't, right? I think the people around him were telling him stories. I think he didn't want to hear it. And I think when a deep state came, one said, dude, you can't do this. He was like, I don't care about you deep state people. I spoke to you last time. I'll fix you guys. I think he thought that in whatever his way of thinking. He thought that. And he found out, well, maybe I'm not. Yes. And I think this is where I'm moving towards this one, Mike. I'm moving towards the Rick and Phil story. I'm moving towards this. Like my gut's telling me maybe it's because now the spy agencies don't want everyone to know that they were running this the whole time. They were running EpiPen. They were running the whole damn thing to keep people in check, keeping files on people. Could have been the FBI. But the FBI used to keep files on people all the time. Blackmail was what FBI did, right? The Hoover years, that's all they ever did was do blackmail. If you remember the TV series from the book, The Man in the High Castle, in this alternate universe, the Germans win World War II, and then there's like an American, end party that runs America as part of the Großen Deutschland Empire, right? And the Reich, and they keep Hoover. Like Hoover runs the intel. He's basically the American Gestapo. Yes, because Hoover would have done that without question. He'd have done that. So yeah, I could see that. I'm moving towards this one. I think they're winning me over. Yes. So MW Knox says, I'd be willing to give Trump the benefit of the doubt if he hadn't spent the past month caving to the Uniparty. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does bother me, but I still feel like that. Paula says, there was a Gary Johnson meme going around 2016 with the pic of Gary and his running mate that said LP, the non-R party. It was so true. Still is. Yes. You're right. And somehow they don't like us. You libertarians are crazy. We don't do anything with anybody who was not a consenting adult. We don't. That's not what we do. If you're not a consenting adult, we leave you alone. That's not a bad thing in today's world. In fact, you would think it's a pretty low bar to get over. It is, but we get over it. Democrats, Republicans, not so much. They don't always get over that bar. We actually get over that bar every time. Like every time. Yeah, that's it. Kim says, I'm sorry, nothing is more important than keeping our children untouched and innocent. I get it. I do. I get it. Scientific Turner says, that guy used fake studies to bash vaccines. Okay. The idea that people think, and I know people do, that you can't talk about RFD because he's anti-vax, and that now is the one-word story you use, or the one-phrase story you use to ignore everything he does. I know it's the same as going Trump's a fascist or whatever. It's the same thing. The insults don't work, man. They just don't, and that's what it is. It's an insult. That's all it is. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And yeah, it doesn't work. I don't care. And here's the reason why. So he bashes vaccines. So what? So what? Can you not get them anymore? You can. Do your children can't get them anymore? They can. You can still get them. Nothing's been banned. No one's been harmed. No one's been hurt in any way, shape, or form. Anything RFK's union's done. Nothing. No one's been harmed or hurt. Well, people might not take vaccines now. Okay, then you need to have a better story. That's the issue. Have a better story. The institutions have been distrusted for decades, to include the medical institution, been distrusted for decades. So it's their job to be trusted. They should be transparent. But again, if you like it, get your jab. You can get all of them. None of them have been banned. They're just no longer required, which is the libertarian answer. And you are the scientific libertarian. So since you claim that to be, you should be happy they are not mandated, not angry and bashing someone for bad science or whatever. Who cares? If you like your jab, get your jab. Unlike Obama, if you like your doctor, keep your doctor, he was lying. RFK Jr. is not lying. If you like your jab, keep your jab. If you don't like it, you don't have to. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.